Well, welcome everybody to Active Living at the Active Life. We're at beautiful West Point Lake today. It is gorgeous out here. Joining me is Danielle Clark. She is a park ranger for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers here at West Point Lake.
Hi.
And we're going to talk about opportunities for older adults here at West Point Lake. Okay. And first of all, Danielle, tell us, how long have you been a park ranger?
So I've actually only been a park ranger for about 9 months. I'm pretty fresh into this job, so I'm still learning every day new things about the project. So.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, you grew up in Troup County, is
yes,
that
I did.
correct? And so do you know West Point Lake pretty well to start off with?
Yeah, I know it pretty well. I didn't realize how many parks we had. You know, growing up, where I lived, I knew the main ones around my area, but you know, we have so many parks here. You know, we have 33 parks, including leased areas and campgrounds and beaches, so there's quite a number of parks here.
33 parks. Now, for an older adult, 55 and older, and I know older adults are more active than some of our older citizens, but wanted to talk about opportunities for that group.
Okay.
Now, first of all, let's go for those that may have disability issues, and what would you recommend, and what's available for older adults that maybe have difficulty walking or on canes or even walkers? What would be available to them at these parks?
So for people that might have some disabilities, there's a few options that they can use. We have a lifetime access pass, and this is for any age. It's for disabled people, and you don't have to be a senior to use that. So any age, and it's free. So that's good for several areas. We have several fishing piers that are disabled access, so they're welcome to use those. And we also have disabled ramps at several of our boat ramps that they can use for that as well. And we also have senior annual passes that are $20. They're for ages 62 and above. 62 and older. Yes. Okay. And we also have a senior lifetime pass, which is $80, and that's also for ages 62 and above. Okay. So.
Now, if a person obtains one of these passes, what would that allow them to do?
So there's a couple advantages that allows them to do. Sometimes the passes can provide them half off for camping. So some of our campsites are $24, some are $28. So if you have some of these passes, you might get to camp for $12 a night. That's pretty cheap if you think about it.
That is.
Right. Also, the passes get them into our fee areas for free, so like our beaches and our boat ramps, so they don't have to pay to get into there as well. So.
And that's excellent. Now, for our older adults that still like to get around and maybe to hike, are there opportunities to hike in the parks?
Yes, so we have several trails around the project in the lake. We have a total of about 9 miles of hiking. Some of these trails are for mountain biking as well, but they're not vigorous or anything like that. You know, if you're in moderate shape, you know, you can have a good time on the trails. Yeah.
So not too difficult.
No, not too difficult.
Now, where would some of those trails be located?
Some of our main trails are actually, the beginning of the trail are at our Schaefer Herd Day Use Park. So you can access the trail there. There's also trails in our campgrounds and just several throughout the project. But, you know, if you come to our visitor center, we have plenty of maps that you can use to find the trails there.
Now, where is the visitor center located?
So our address is it's 500 Resource Management Drive. It's also where you would find Schaefer Herd Campground. Okay. And that's actually different from the Dam Visitor Center, where our visitor center is called the Project Management Office and Visitor Center. And we have our offices there, as well as a little museum for visitors to come and explore.
Oh, great. And so if they come to the visitor center, they could talk to a park ranger there and get suggestions of maybe parks that would be suited for what their interest or needs?
Yes. Usually there's a ranger there at any time of the day. If there's not, our front desk attendant is very knowledgeable. She can help you with any questions you might have as well. So.
Now, we were talking earlier about safety and how important that is, and of course that's a big issue for older adults, being safe. Are these parks safe, and are there things that older adults may need to be knowledgeable about to remain safe, whether it's with boating or camping, or what are some suggestions that you would give as far as safety, so that their experience is very positive?
All right,
while they
so
are
we
here?
always want to preach water safety first
Okay.
of all. If an adult comes in and they might have children with them, or if they're not such a good swimmer themselves, if they go into the beaches or some of our campgrounds, or all of our campgrounds actually, we actually have these things called life jacket loaner stations, and they're always welcome to borrow a life jacket for the remainder of their stay, and it's free. So, but it's based on weight, and if you don't think you're that good of a swimmer, you're welcome to borrow life jackets.
Okay.
And we have general safety rules as well. And usually the main rules that we would like you to know are posted on signs. We
Okay.
have bulletin boards that have lots of information in our parks, and so you can the main rules that we need you to know are highlighted on the
Okay.
bulletin boards. So.
That's great. That's great. When a person goes to these parks, is the information like hours of the park posted on the signs, or is that something they would receive at the visitors center, that they would know, what the hours for each park? Because are they all the same hours, or are there different hours depending on the specific park?
Well, ours aren't all the same. We don't actually close our parks
Okay.
anymore. We do share patrols with the sheriff's department, but the campgrounds do have specific hours, and that's posted at the campground when you would check in. So the park attendants help us with letting visitors know those hours.
Okay. What is the speed limit in the parks?
15 miles an hour.
Okay. So would it be safe for an older adult, suppose they wanted to come to the park and walk? Are they allowed to walk along the roads for exercise?
Mhm, yes, for sure.
Jogging too? Or okay, all right, all of that
Yes,
would be
it's all
permissible?
allowed. The only thing that I will say is if you're riding your bike and you're not a camper, you're not allowed to ride your bike into the campground.
Okay.
That is just for campers.
Okay.
Yes.
The campground. Okay. So biking at other places would be permitted.
Yes.
Okay, that's wonderful. So tell us, as a park ranger, Danielle, what are some of your responsibilities here at West Point Lake?
All right, well, we have a lot of responsibilities at the lake, so there's so many that we actually have to share responsibilities. But one of my main responsibilities is with the public information program.
Okay.
So just doing things such as this. I actually have my own TV show that I host for LGTV called West Point Lake Update, and I try to highlight some of the main things that we have going around on the lake that people can look forward to, and provide them with information so they can access it. And I'll operate our social media, or we help operate social media together. And so we try to stay current with our events on social media, also release news releases anytime there's anything special coming up, and also help with tours, programs for children. And another part of my responsibilities is water safety coordinating.
Okay.
So
All
lots
right.
of stuff going on.
Wow, that's great. Well, thank you for joining us today and
you.
giving us that information. And I hope a lot of older adults will take advantage of the resources here. It's a beautiful lake.
Yes, we have lots of opportunities for recreational activities out here, especially when the weather's nice.
Okay.
So we really want people to come out and enjoy it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you
here
very
today.
much.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.